the Fill the Funnel podcast with Jeff Swan
and Tom Slocum.
We're here to help you crush your targets
with tactical tips and insights you can act on today.
Don't have a fancy tech stack, a big budget, or even a huge team to lean on?
Well, it's time to get that solved today with FTF Fridays.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Fill the Funnel Fridays. Today, we're going to talk about something that frustrates the crap out of everybody, is spending all this time researching a prospect, getting ready, filling up your sequence and all this stuff, and then getting a simple no or ignore, or still getting 90% of the people you're talking to, if you're lucky, just not responding to your messages. So one of the things that we wanted to talk about today is first, really why that's happening, like why it takes so long to do research, and then some little kind of productivity hacks you can do to cut that time you're spending in pre-call research to a lot shorter time. And the reason why the episode is called 5-Minute Limit, as an example, is because realistically, you shouldn't be spending more than 5 minutes on a prospect, no matter how priority they are or not. One single person, there are ways to make it so that you can get some really relevant and interesting information on a person within 5 minutes. So there's no reason to spend 45. On that note, Tom, what do you think? Why do you think people spend so much time researching a prospect that they don't get through their entire prospecting list in a day?
You know, I think a lot of it has to do with confidence. You're obviously doing the research because you want to make sure you're prepared when you jump on that phone call. And so how do you know how much is too much and how much is enough? You know, because you want to make sure if they are picking up that call, you're prepared, you take advantage of that moment, and you're able to convert it to a meeting or wherever, a demo, anything, right? So you end up in this overthinking process because you think you need to be so prepared for every, objection or everything about them. You know, I've known people in my past career or my past jobs that spend 30 minutes and then they pick up the phone and there's no answer. And it's like in that 30 minutes, you could have made 20 calls.
Right.
But you made one and went nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm sure you saw my post this week on Mr. Marty McFly.
Yes, an amazing post. I loved it.
Yeah, so the concept here, the thought bubble was in what it was like, why aren't they responding? Like, why aren't they listening to me or whatever? And the opener was all about, I still remember, not me personally, but I still remember people in my office getting a phone book slapped in front of them and a phone and saying, hey, make your dials. Just like smile and dial, baby, just keep going. And like, you didn't know a thing about the company. You just knew by their name and maybe how big their ad size was or something. You got some ideas, but you didn't know anything about the call. All you do is, in fact, I'm going to take a step back for a second. And I remember one of my cold calls, I used to go door to door when I first lived in Vancouver. Like, this was like 11 years ago. I used to go door to door and into businesses that I wanted to sell their services. So like they were web design companies. So I'd literally walk into the office, be like, is the owner here? And I get in touch with the owner. And I don't know how. I just managed to like, okay, here's my here's my flyer. Why I'm here is that I run a business doing such and such, and I'd like to get you business, right? And somehow I managed to just like make it happen. But I knew nothing about the company, didn't know who the owner was, what his name was, really what they care about. I just walked in there and went, hey, you have a business, you sell this, can I sell it for you? Like it was just completely random, and it worked. Like I got some great accounts. I had made a lot of money, but like now it's so much different. In 2021, we have data at our fingertips, and yet somehow all of this insight, it still takes us forever to understand, and it still gives us that reluctance, and it's still hard to get in touch with people.
It is. And so you don't have to overthink it, right? The end of the day, you got to have enough preparation that you feel confident to speak to another human being. It's that simple. You need to know a few things, okay, to make sure they're the right person to pick up, have those discussions. but spending 20 minutes is unnecessary. It's analysis paralysis. It drops your productivity, and you're just getting into this bind of overthinking. At the end of the day, you have got to identify a few pieces of information. So for you, before you're going to make a call or write the email to your prospects, what do you find the most valuable for you when you are researching?
Yeah, well, I mean, for me, when I'm personally writing an email, I'm looking at three primary things, and that's I'm looking at can I qualify? Like, are they qualified? Are these people that look like the people that I'm trying to get in touch with? And then I'm kind of looking for what's happening in their world, what is going on that would indicate that they might be looking for a service like mine. So that could be like a personal trigger. It could be something they said online that said, literally, I'm looking for help with sequences. Or it could be like, they're hiring SDRs, and when they're hiring, they're scaling and they need process. A scalable process becomes more important. So they need something like that. And then I'm kind of looking at, okay, so like when I'm looking at those things, is the give that I offer to people, is it relevant to them? Like, is it something that they could use? So Tom, you actually had you have a really good give for your company that I love when you tell this story, because it's just such an easy way to kind of demonstrate that whole like understand and give concept. So tell us about, like, tell me about that a little bit, like that, how that give kind of comes into play.
A give is so important. And I've been trying to cater my entire outreach to that for the last 6 months. I'm so tired of every email and closing call to action be meeting, sell you, all these things. Why not just have dialogue? Get a conversation started like you would in a text message. So for me, a lot of my give right now is an SEO audit. Yep. And I work in the SEO space with a digital agency known as Milestone, and we help with SEO optimization. So what we could do is we can give an audit that's complementary to the company, review their website, and identify the problem areas that they have.
Right.
And so that first call that we have is us giving to them the entire time, because we're showing them what we found. We're identifying to them where their problem areas are, and then turning it into a discussion.
Nice.
It's plain and simple. And it allows them to be engaged. It's about them. And we can provide tips if it goes nowhere, right? Hey, we recommend these things. Or, hey, you need us. We can help. We close the deal. But not everybody has that. I've talked to a lot of SDRs that just don't have gives like that. They're like, dang, I wish I could do that.
Yeah.
So how do you give? And how do you, in your pre-research, identify what that give could be? And that could be a relevant article because of their content. Yep. You know somebody in your network, you've seen something, because again, you should be following their hashtags, learning their company and challenges. So you have a give, right? Because you know what they're talking about. They're following the same things. Hey, Jeff, did you see this article by so-and-so? I thought it would be relevant to you. What are your biggest takeaways? And that's your email.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't need to be a meeting. You don't even know yet. But you wanted to share something with them because it's relevant and you want to hear their thoughts. And because of those answers they might give you, it'll open up a conversation. And so they'll email back and say, hey, I love this, or I thought this was great.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you have 15 minutes? I'd love to get, kind of collaborate with you, why I sent you that article and where I can help.
Yeah. So, this is kind of like the point of why we're talking about this, right? Is that, so the give is so powerful for your outreach that, you realistically, you need to know that the give that you have is relevant to that person. So in your case, if I don't have my own website, then giving me an SEO audit isn't going to be helpful for me, right? So you're going to find that out in your pre-call research. You're going to look and see if, one, I have a website. Yeah. Okay. Then if I have a website, then an SEO audit is relevant. Two, is the problem that you folks solve for, is it relevant to them? So are they seeing enough of a problem that you feel, because you guys are the experts at this type of thing, would this give be valuable to them? Right. And so your pre-call research is not just about the person. Okay, do they qualify, and what are they most likely to do something today? But also is what I have something relevant to them in the way that it would trigger them or inspire them to want to discuss further. So like in your example, you're sending out an email with this give and something that you shared, because like you said, not everybody has an SEO audit that's completely relevant and personalized and all that stuff. Maybe I shared a thought leader article with somebody, and if it is relevant to them because you've pre-call researched and you've understood, yes, this is going to be relevant for them, then what's going to happen is that they are going to engage with you. And when you say that, hey, would you like that 15 minutes to collaborate? They're not thinking, oh, this is just another sales call. They're thinking, yeah, I do want to collaborate. You've already taught me something. I want to learn more, right? So now let's drive this back home into research now. So those three things, Tom, how long do you think it would take your average person who doesn't know any productivity hacks or whatever to find out if, one, the person is qualified, two, if they have intent today to do something, or that something's relevant today that they would want to buy, and three, that what you have to offer as a give is actually relevant? So how long do you think it would take somebody?
For an inexperienced person, I mean, that'll take them 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, just because they're not mastering where to look. They don't know where to look. They're not equipped by their company or their product to know how they can uncover those things. But once you've learned and you understand your ICP, then, it should take you no more than 3 minutes. It's literally the 3x3 rule. 3 minutes or less. Find 3 things that you can make relevant to your prospect. 5 minutes max. And what a lot of people don't understand either, you should be blocking out time for pre-research.
Right.
The last hour of your day should be spent prepping your next contacts you're going to reach out for tomorrow. Spend that time and knock them all out in 3 to 5 minutes. And then in the morning you come in and now you have this hot list of 30 to 50 people that you're ready to go.
Right.
We, at my old company, shout out to Yelp, we had to do that. Every end of day, we had to take out 10 people and we had to put in new 10 people. And those 10 new people we put in, we had to identify why we put them in.
How do we read?
Like, why am I putting this person in my pipeline to call?
Yeah.
And you'd have to write that out. What data did you find? Why is this person in? And managers would go through that.
Yeah.
And so I've had that instilled in me. So every afternoon I do that. I take that time to prep for the next day. And again, what people don't understand is if you take the couple days to do that, your whole pipe will eventually be vetted out. And and have a good list to go after in just a few short weeks.
Okay. So Tom, I heard something there that is literally the key to effective time management when it comes to pre-call research. Well, the first thing that really caught my eye, what you said there, was time blocking, right? Making sure that you have dedicated time each day and you know how many people you can get in your funnel in that time. That's really important, just to be able to do it consistently every day. But what's even more important that you said there is that you knew exactly what you were looking for. You had set criteria so that when you were researching, you weren't just, pulling up Jeff's profile and learning all about Jeff and then finding things and taking notes and taking 20 different things. All you were doing was finding 3 to 5 things that are relevant to your conversation, your give, what you guys offer as a solution. And then you're making it super simple. So instead of me looking, let's say, for example, on my LinkedIn profile, instead of me looking down the whole thing top to bottom and looking at every little thing, all I'm doing is I'm skimming first. Are the things that I'm looking for available, right? So it's a quick skim, okay? Persona, are they the right title? Tenure, have they been in the job less than 6 months or something? All this other stuff, all of these different things for qualification. And then trigger. What do they say? Do they have a hiring thing on their LinkedIn profile, right? On their right? Do they have in their tagline, do they say something specific, crushing my pipeline targets or like, different things? Are they bragging about something? Do they care about something, right? And so all of these things put together, they're really quick and easy. So you know exactly where to look. And so as you're doing that every single day, you're batching and you're learning every single day. Then what happens is over time, instead of adding that 10 in an hour, you're adding that 10 in 30 minutes. Right? 100%. And it just gets smaller and smaller and smaller. So with that said, I mean, I think we've covered this topic as much as it needs to today, but I'd like you to hear your closing thoughts, Tom. What do you think people should know one thing about cutting down their pre-call research time?
Don't overthink it. Take it a step back and identify your ICP. And in your mind, write down what makes a good phone call or a good conversation with a prospect. What are you looking for? Right? You've got the perfect call coming up. What does that look like? And take that and apply it to your pre-research. Because then I want to talk to this ICP. I know these challenges, and I know what my give is for that person. And now, as you're prospecting and you're doing your research, you're able to identify where to put your time because you'll find those people that match that framework. So over time, you get more effective, you get a richer list, and you're able to knock out pre-research within 3 minutes to 5 minutes easy because you now have this framework and like you said, you know what you're looking for. I know I can skim a LinkedIn within 2 minutes and know if this is somebody I should even be picking up the phone to call.
Right.
I do. And I don't have to read the whole profile. I don't got to dig through their activity, and I can go to the company site too. Look over there. Is this a person that fits what my company would like to have? It's not that hard. The rest of the research, guess what? Comes from the conversation with you.
Yeah.
I can talk to you. I can ask those other elements. But do I have enough to say that I'm relevant to this person, that if they were to answer the call, I can talk to them right now and I'm a fit for them? So the rest I'll uncover.
So if I'll wrap it up, essentially, it's know what you're looking for. So you got to know your customer, know your purpose. Like, what are you trying to do? Is it convince somebody, let them know something? Is it to book a meeting, like all these things, and to give them something? Know what is relevant on the tools available to you. So on their LinkedIn profile, on their website, on like whatever. What are you looking for there, and where can you find it, right? And then just operationalize it. Practice every day so that you can that you're going to get better and better each day at doing the things that you need to do. So with that said, I mean, hey everybody, that's all we have for today. So happy hunting. Take care.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Fill the Funnel podcast. If you like what you heard, be sure to hit subscribe on your favorite platform, give us reviews, and tell all your friends about us. Till next time, happy hunting.